Hello, and welcome to Planetarium U, where we explore the night sky through art and science, and make your very own planetarium in your imagination. So, the way this is going to work is we are going to use digital painting to explore the night sky. And so, what you see on the screen now is a nice black rectangle. This is using Procreate on an iPad Pro. So if you want to use these techniques yourself or try to replicate some of our own drawings, that'd be great. Because just like a high school biology class, making sketches helps you to remember what you've learned. I had an old teacher one time that always said that the information went through your pencil, into your hand, up your arm, and straight into your head. And even though that's not exactly how it works, that is a pretty good way of thinking about how drawing or sketching can help us to engage different parts of our mind and make it a little bit easier to retain things when we're trying to learn. So let's think about drawing the night sky. Now, when I was in college, I spent many a cold night outside next to a telescope or with a pair of binoculars sketching what I saw through the eyepiece. So it's kind of nice to be here where it's comfortable and during the day where we can imagine what we might see at night. Okay, so we're going to be looking at a sky today looking primarily east. We're going to start easy and just pick one direction for this first video. And we're going to be looking toward the east. Today is the 28th of July, and the image you'll see here will be how the sky looks at about 10 o'clock tonight, so when it gets good and dark. Now, this is a sky you'll see from the northern hemisphere of the Earth. So if you live south of the equator, your sky will look completely different. And at some point we may do some southern sky stuff, but for now we're just going to stick to the northern hemisphere because that's where I live. Okay, so we're looking here at a black square. So let's see. The iPad went to sleep there. So let's imagine kind of an artistic rendering of the night sky. So we've got the grunge brush selected, and we have a nice dark blue, and we're just going to go in here and fill in our sky area with some nice midnight blue color. Now, of course, the real sky doesn't look exactly like this, but we're going to take some artistic license. Okay, we're going to imagine maybe it's a cloudy evening, and the sky doesn't look exactly, it's not perfectly cloudless, as most evenings aren't. We're going to go in and draw a horizon in a little bit, but if you notice, even if you live where there aren't a whole lot of lights, there's always a little bit of glow on the horizon. Okay, so we're going to put in a little bit more of that blue color, a little bit more intensity of it down near where our horizon is going to go. Alright, so let's add a new layer. That looks good enough to me. Now we're going to put in the horizon. Let's see. Let's try the water pen. Okay, and just go with good old black. And just sketch an area for horizon. You know, make this kind of big. See, we got some hills maybe here. Just like that. It's a little big to fill this in. Down here at the bottom. Alright. Looks good to me. Let's throw in, let's actually make this a little bit smaller. And maybe there's a little copse of trees over here. Remember, we're out at night. It's pretty dark. We can't see too good. We just see a few little things here and there on the horizon. You know, maybe over here there's an old barn. With the barn roof hanging off the side there. Again, you just don't have to be terribly descriptive here because it's dark. And everybody's art looks great in the dark, right? Just kidding. Everybody's art looks great all the time, even in the light. Okay. There's a few old bushes here and there. Nothing too big. Alright, just something to give us a little atmosphere here in the night. Maybe over here there's an old light pole with a couple of wires hanging on it. We're going to have the light turned off because we don't want light pollution. Alright, that looks good to me. Let's pop another layer on. Go over here, get the get the studio pen. And let's pick kind of a high contrast color like this pink. Come down here and we're going to mark on here the direction we're going to be looking. Okay? So right in the middle is going to be the east. E for east. Okay, that's just to help us remember what we're looking at. Alright, so let's go up and get us kind of a white color. Stay with that studio pen. We're going to add another layer just because we like to keep things separated. And let's think about the stars that you'll be able to see in the eastern sky this evening at about 10 o'clock. Alright, kind of high in the east, there will be 3 bright stars. Alright, there will be one right about here. There'll be another one right over here. And a third one. And it'll be brighter. Up about like this. Alright. So 3 bright stars that form a triangle in the sky. Now, this is a star picture that's called the summer triangle. It's called the summer triangle because it rises in the east in the summertime. And, well, I guess the triangle part's pretty obvious. The 3 stars that we're looking at here are right over here we have Altair. Okay. Back to the left we have Deneb. And up here at the top of our image we have Vega. Alright, Deneb, Altair, and Vega. And together they form the summer triangle. Alright. Now, the summer triangle is a star picture in the sky. Now, you've probably heard of constellations, right? Well, constellations are dot-to-dot pictures of stars in the sky, but the summer triangle is not a constellation. It is another kind of star picture called an asterism. A-S-T-E-R-I-S-M. It's an asterism. Now, what's the difference between a constellation and an asterism? Well, a constellation it's one of 88 official star pictures. All right, and these are made official because every astronomer in the world has agreed that these 88 pictures are the constellations. And together, they make up a map of the sky. Okay? So together, the 88 constellations make up a map of the sky. Well, where does that leave the asterisms then? Well, the asterisms are any other picture that anybody could make up. They're sort of unofficial pictures in the night sky. So one of the most famous of those is and I'm sure you've heard of this one, is the Big Dipper. Now that's in the northern part of the sky. We're not going to look at it in this video, but one of probably the second most popular asterism after the Big and, well, maybe the Little Dipper is the Summer Triangle. Now, one of the neat things about asterisms is they can often help us find constellations. So let's see what constellations we can find here with Deneb, Altair, and Vega. So let's back up here and get rid of our text. It's a little bit distracting. Probably should have put that on a separate layer. That way we could have just removed it with one click. We'll try that next time. Take away the star names. There we go. All right, so there's our triangle all by itself. Now, there's actually another asterism that you will see that is near Deneb. It's called the Northern Cross. So let's see if we can find that. If you look up in the northern sky, you will see a image that looks something like this. And you can see how this makes a cross shape. Sort of like that. And that is another asterism. That's not part of a constellation. But it is, it's not a constellation on its own, but it is part of one. And if you look up here, you'll see another shape that looks something like this. Oops, let's get it the right way here. Like that. Okay, this is a fairly rough drawing of a constellation called Cygnus the Swan. All right, Cygnus the Swan. Now this is one of the 88 constellations. So this is Cygnus. Cygnus, the Swan. All right. Now, up here at Vega, which is this star right here, make it just a little bit brighter there, we have another little constellation. Now, this is a fairly small one, made up of a little triangle of stars and a kind of squashed rectangle. This is Lyra the Lyre, kind of an ancient version of a harp. And our little lines will connect it like this. And this is L, Y, R, A. Lyra the harp. Now that leaves our buddy Altair down here. So Altair is connected to a fairly large constellation that makes up a picture that is very familiar to Americans, but also ancient Romans, and actually a lot of people across the world. It's a kind of bird. Right, he's got a bill here. This is his eye. Altair there is his eye. This is the crown of his head. Right. Down this way we have the neck, and the body is down this direction here, and then out on either side. We have the two wings. Very large bird, famous in the US and lots of other places. This is Aquila. And if you know your Latin, you will know that means eagle. Alright, so our triangle, let's go ahead and draw the triangle in kind of the light blue while we're here. Our triangle, the summer triangle, made up of 3 stars. Deneb, Altair. Deneb in Cygnus. Vega in Lyra, and Altair in Aquila. That creates the summer triangle. There it is. You can read the old hen scratch there. Okay, so those are 3 constellations that you can find really easily in the eastern sky tonight at about 10 o'clock or so. All right, so let's go ahead and make another layer. You know what? I did not do what I said I was going to do, and I didn't leave the stars as their own layer. That's okay. Go ahead and put them back in there. Vega, Deneb, Altair. Roughly the same position. Okay? And let's go ahead and grab our outline, new layer this time. So I want to show you a few more little things. Let's draw our triangle back in. Alright, and this was what triangle? The summer triangle, that's right. Let's see, we'll write it over here so it's out of the way. Now, is the summer triangle a constellation? Nope, it's not. It is a what? That's right, it's an asterism. Okay, so let's look for another couple of constellations that you'll be able to see. Let's go back to this star layer. Get our star color back out. Ooh, not purple. Our star layer back out. And if you look right in the midst, in this you'll need a fairly dark sky to see. But it'll be in the midst of sort of the right-hand side. If you're looking to the east, it'll be the right-hand side of the triangle. You'll see 2 little dim stars right there, and a brighter star here. And just outside the triangle, you see a slightly dimmer star there. Okay, and so that creates 2 little lines. One there, one there, and one there. And that tiny little constellation that looks like an arrow is called Sagitta, which is Latin for arrow. S-A-G-I-T-T-A. Okay, that is the arrow. All right. And another little constellation that you'll see will be below the triangle. And it'll be this little sort of diamond or rhombus shape. Three little stars coming off the back. Okay. The diamond part here is an asterism, but the entire thing, and we'll talk about the asterism in just a second, the entire thing is a constellation, tiny one, but it is a constellation called Delphinus. The dolphin. Now the constellation, let's go back, or I'm sorry, the asterism, get our asterism color here. It's just the head part of the dolphin. This is the head, and the curved stars going back, that is the back and sort of the tail of the dolphin. But the head part is a constellation, or I keep confusing them. See how easy it is to confuse? Is an asterism called Job's coffin. Sort of morbid, but that's what it's called. The head of Delphinus, the dolphin, is Job's coffin. All right. So that is a brief overview of what you will see in the eastern sky tonight. Now let's review very quickly before we go. We had the summer triangle high in the eastern sky. On the bottom of the triangle to the right, we have Deneb. High above, we have Vega, and it'll be the brightest of the three. And then to the right, we have Altair. All right. Altair is part of the constellation Aquila. That's the eagle. The greatest handwriting in the world. Vega was the part of what constellation? That's right, Lyra. Lyre. And Deneb was part of, it's the tail of Cygnus. All right, so there we go. A nice overview of the eastern sky in late July. I hope you've enjoyed this little trip through the night sky, and I hope it inspires you to go outside and look up at the real night sky. See if you can find these asterisms, constellations, and stars. And if you have a mind to do it, please do try to draw them out and sketch them, because that will help you remember them. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe before you go. That really helps us out a ton. And I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye now.